10.
This is song. So what you chose this song? Why?
I love this song. It just gives me such positive vibes. Like I used to go to before I would go to the gym, I would always listen to it, and it gets me so amped.
This seems like a motivational inspiration song. Like
it starts to
get your blood running a little bit.
Yeah.
I can definitely see it. Well, hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We are joined with Lance Stewart. You so much on social media, one of the biggest rising stars. I think you have almost 9 million followers on Facebook. You have a couple million on Instagram. For everyone who doesn't know, where can they find you?
You can find me on my vlog channel, which I do like. It's kind of like a little reality TV show. I do vlogs every day. It's Lance Stewart Vlogs on YouTube, or you can find my Facebook, Lance Stewart, or my Vine and Instagram, which is at Lance210.
There you go. And I'm your host, Michael Clouse. You can follow me on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV, on Instagram at The Only MC. Once again, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
I see you got the camera here. Is it every day? I know you're starting to get more into the vlogging. Every day you put out a video.
Every single day at the same exact time. My fans kind of know when I post a video. I post every single day at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. So like, it's crazy because the second I post a video, within like the first 50 seconds, there's already like 7,000 views on the video because people are just sitting there refreshing my page.
Is that crazy to think about that it's gotten to this point? Because you haven't been doing those videos for a whole lot of time.
I've been doing the vlogs for about 8 months now.
Yeah.
So
under
I mean,
a year.
It's killing right now. Like they're doing really good.
Everyone that I looked at had 500,000 views,
Yeah.
750,000, 1 million.
It's insane because like I've always had followers on social media, but I never really felt like I got fans. Like I never had fans until I started the vlogging. Of course I had a few fans, but I feel there's a difference between followers and fans. So like
there is.
Like a follower would be like, oh, this guy's videos are funny, but like a fan is like dedicated to your life. They like
interact with you.
Exactly. And ever since I started the vlogging channel, it's been insane. Like so many people are so supportive of everything that I'm doing. Like they just sit there and watch my everyday life. Like they know what I eat for breakfast, what for lunch, dinner. They know what I'm doing with like my hair, if I'm getting a new style done on my hair, like anything. It's
What's
insane.
off limits for putting on there? Anything?
I mean, of course, nudity.
Isn't that what they got the blur thing for?
Yeah, right? I mean, I've done that a few times. I did a prank on my girlfriend the other day where I had a killer clown mask. The killer clown thing's like popping right now.
Sweeping the nation.
And it's like every video online is doing really good to the killer clown, so why not take advantage of that, do something with it. I put on my mask, and then she's like getting a shower. I freaking scared the hell out of her. I ripped the shower curtain over, screamed, and she's like terrified. It was pretty funny.
Although I did see that might have been payback for the one that she got on you with the blood in the shower.
Yeah, she did that one. That was really
pretty good.
I don't usually ever get pranks, but that was a really good one.
Yeah, she's sitting in here. I'm going to give you a little clap for that. Well done, well done. Well, take me back to the start. You're from Jersey.
Yeah.
What got you into doing these prank videos, just stuff online and social media?
So I was pretty much inspired by other social media influencers. Ever since I think I was like 10 years old, I've always like tried starting to make videos. I would watch all these big YouTubers, and big YouTubers back then only had like 100K. Now it's like a couple million. It's insane. But it just shows you how different it is now from a couple years ago, how many people are actually watching online media and stuff. But I started watching these people and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I wish I could build up a following and be like them. So I saw people doing prank videos. I saw people doing skits. I kind of did a little bit of both. And I started YouTube back when I was like 10, and I did like these little like Pokemon gameplay videos, and then I did Call of Duty, and then the gameplay stuff wasn't really working out for me, so I started doing like comedy stuff. And even from a little kid, I loved making people laugh. So I was like, hey, maybe I'll try this out, maybe it'll work. It didn't really do that great until I started a Vine account, which was like 3.5 years ago. And Vine kind of took off. I started doing a lot of pranks from there.
Quick little videos that people love to just watch, get a quick laugh.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I mean, it's not easy to make somebody laugh in 6 seconds.
No.
And people are always like, oh, well, you're big on Vine. You can make these 6-second videos, but how are you going to make long-form content? And then I went from 6-second videos to making like 20, 30-minute videos every single day about my life. So, I mean, it's possible.
Was any of your parents, were they ever major into tech stuff? Any friends?
No. I pretty much learned everything on my own. I've always... You can even ask my mom. It's pretty funny because she'll always be like, well, when he was a little kid, like I was probably like 15, I would just stay in my room the entire time. I wouldn't even come out. And my mom always like makes this reference to like the children in the attic because I was just like pale as a ghost. And
because you were on your computer?
I was on my computer like researching everything. Like, how do I do this?
Wow.
How do I do that? How do I learn? How do I just overall just like do everything I want to do. So I would always teach myself. I'm not really an obedient person. So like if I'm sitting there in a classroom and someone's telling me to do something, I don't really learn that way. I like doing things on my own.
You're a very hands-on person.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I feel you. I hated taking tests in college. I like to be able to actually do stuff, to be
Yeah,
able to,
it's the worst.
You know, yeah, you have a vision of what you want, and getting to that point is so satisfying.
Yeah, exactly. And especially when you learn everything on your own, it just definitely feels satisfying.
Now, you're mentioning that your family hasn't always been into that, which I don't know if I believe that, considering the first time I ever saw you was a video with your grandma, and she is hilarious.
She's great. She's so funny.
She's great in front of the camera.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, back when I first started making videos, none of them were really involved. And when I started doing Vine videos, I'd say like a month or two after Vine, I started involving my grandma. Like, she would say like these little curse word sayings sometimes, and like I'd catch it on camera. People thought it was funny, so it just like got worse and worse from there with the cursing, like meaning that like there was more and more cursing in my family in my house. So I feel like that's why we curse so much now, is because when I first started the videos, there wasn't really a lot of cursing, and then my grandmom started like cursing a lot, and then it just went on and on about that. But I mean, she's great. I love her. She always says a lot of funny and crazy things that you would not even think of.
Grandma, if you're watching this, I'm going to give you a shout out. I'm your biggest fan. It's hilarious every time that I watch one of those videos. I think you did one where you were in a car and you pulled up on a way station.
Yeah, it was we were in like a little back alleyway. I don't even know how to describe it. Kind of like a back road. And I was like, "Oh, crap, Grandma, you got to get out of the car. There's a weight limit." And she's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then I point at it. There's a weight limit, 4 tons. And she starts cursing me off. She's like, "Do I look like 4 tons to you? You blah, 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 blah." Like cursing me off so hard.
You just did
But it
one
was
with her
hilarious.
with firecrackers the other day. Is there anything off limits with Grandma that you feel almost guilty doing these things to your grandmother?
See, it's kind of like, I don't really know. Because like
You haven't reached that point yet.
yeah, I haven't really reached a point where I feel like she's gonna get a heart attack, but people tell me every single day you're gonna give your grandmom a heart attack. You keep scaring her like this, but I don't know if that's really gonna happen. I hope not, but she's great. I think she's a really good sport.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's good to have that family that encourages you in these situations and obviously pushes you. And being how young you are, to be able to be splitting time now between Jersey and LA and be off on your own, I mean, it definitely helps. It sounds like you have a great family support.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said earlier, like at first they weren't really that involved, but recently, since I started the vlogging stuff, even at first my mom was like, "Keep me out of the camera. I really just want to be behind the scenes. I don't really want people knowing about my life, blah blah blah." But recently I kind of just like started slipping her in there every once in a while, and now she's like, she still doesn't like it entirely, but she's in there, and I don't know, funny things always happen.
Do you have siblings? I haven't seen...
Yeah, I have a sister. She's
okay. I haven't
20.
seen her a lot in those videos. Is she in? Have I missed them?
Yeah, but she's always out, or like I'm
Okay.
not always able to record her for some reason. She's 22 years old, so like sometimes she's at work and I can't always record her. And yeah.
Is that interesting? Do her friends follow you? Is it
Yeah.
interesting for her of having a brother who has millions and millions of followers and
Yeah,
fans?
and I think it gives her inspiration to do things as well in the entertainment
Excellent.
industry.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you started off doing, you said you really took off with Vine. Now there's Vine, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's YouTube. What has been the progression, and is it almost, you know, overwhelming how much there is?
Yeah, it's insane. So for example, like when I first started, I did YouTube, wasn't really taking off. I started Vine, and then Vine kind of got to a point where like the platform wasn't really growing anymore. It was kind of like dying down. You notice less views, less likes, and it was happening across the board, not only with me, but everybody else. So I started to I was like, oh crap, what do I do? If this platform dies, I need something to lay back on. And I started doing Facebook, and I posted a compilation of like my funniest Vine pranks with like the pee pranks and like a bunch of my series that I do on Vine. It blew up. I got like 80 million views on Facebook in a couple of days. I think I reached 1 million. I went from like 100 followers on Facebook to 1 million in only a couple of days, probably like 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
It was insane.
That's just, it shows the power of the social media age that we are in.
Yeah.
Of that
for
can
sure.
happen and continue to grow, and a video gets shared and it goes viral.
Yeah.
I mean, in a matter of hours.
It was insane. So I did that, and then I started growing my Instagram. I'm like, I really need to get all my platforms big and not just be big on one certain thing. So I started growing Instagram, got that to 1 million. I was like, okay, like I always set myself goals. I'm like, okay, for this year, I want to hit a certain amount of followers on such social media platform. So I did that. My goal was to hit 1 million in like a matter of like, I think 6 months. I hit it in like only a couple, I think like 4. So that was really great. And then I started doing YouTube, and it's weird because like when I start a new platform, I kind of slack a little bit on like the previous platform because it's hard to keep track of everything. But like I just put my heart and soul into whatever I'm doing, and my focus is always on that. So with the vlogging, I put my heart and soul into it, and I really want to hit 1 million subscribers by the year mark of having my channel. And it's like 8 months later, and I have 1.7 million.
Yeah.
It's insane. So whatever I do, I always set my heart into it, and it usually ends up being successful as long as I'm really into it.
Each channel that you have is a different type of content too.
Yeah.
I noticed that as well. Of the videos versus the vlogging and the Facebook content. Is it hard to manage, or do you prefer one avenue over the other?
It is very hard to manage because if you think about it, it's like you have all these social media platforms and people want you to post every single day on those social medias. So like when I started the vlogs, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted a Facebook video in a month. I haven't posted a picture on Instagram in like almost a month. And then you have to remember you have to tweet every day, Snapchat every day. It does get super overwhelming. I think I do a pretty good job of managing it, but once again, it's pretty tough.
How many hours would you say that you spend on the social media and you're filming and doing YouTube a day?
From the second I wake up to the second I go to sleep.
Wow.
It's literally my job. Like I
Yes.
do it, but it's so fun. It's not something like, wow, I have to get up every day and do this. No, it's not like that at all. I love it. And I'm such a very analytical person. So like, for example, if I'm not recording, I'm always on my laptop like, okay, how did the video do today? Did it perform good like-wise, view-wise? How do I get it better?
Adapt,
How do I always push for better, you know?
Are there days when you don't want to do it, or you having you see the camera that you have here, a Canon 5D
Mark IV. It just came out not too long ago.
Is there any days where you don't want to have a camera in your face?
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's definitely like, I wish I could just lay back today and not do anything. And of course I could, but that just draws away from me pushing and growing faster and faster. I mean, I could take like one day off a week if I wanted to, but I don't think I could let myself do that because of how much drive and focus and heart I have put into it. There are definitely times where I'm like, man, like what do I do today? I with the vlogs, you always have to keep it entertaining. And I feel bad because sometimes it's not like my life isn't going to be interesting every single day.
7 days a week is hard.
It's hard, but I try my best, and I think that's all that matters.
I appreciate the work ethic that you're talking about, and it's
Thank you.
Getting back to, I grew up in a small country town in Wisconsin, and the line was, you always got to make hay when the sun shines.
Yeah.
And obviously you realize the iron is hot, and you're striking right now, which is great. Talk about inspirations in your life. You're kind of getting into comedy. I think I heard Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Adam Sandler is great. I love his work.
Have you ever met Adam Sandler?
No,
or is
I wish. That'd be great.
I was on set with him the other day. He's filming a new Netflix movie that's coming out, and he's a very genuine guy.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things I like about him. And even talking with you for a couple minutes, I can definitely see a little bit of resemblance.
Thank you.
Of having that genuine and just caring, and like you said, you just want to make people laugh.
Yeah, for sure. I love making people laugh. Ever since I was a little kid, that's all I wanted to do. I mean, I don't even remember what my age was. I think I was like 5 maybe. There was like these auditions in New York that you would go up to, but there's these agencies, but they wanted you to like pay to audition and stuff like that. So I think they're like scams. So my mom was like, hey, listen, if you really want to do this, then like do it on your own, and I think you'll make it. But she didn't we didn't really feel that it was right to actually go to these like scammy, sketchy auditions and stuff like that. So I kind of just did everything on my own. And
what was your motivation, and what still is your motivation for a lot of the videos that you do? Obviously the vlog is just what you do daily, but as far as the prank videos, is there a way that you just kind of come up with them, or you come up with one and you immediately write it down in a sketch to make sure you don't forget?
Yeah, so I mean, what I do a lot is like I'll pull up my notepad on my phone, and if I think of like a random idea, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a funny idea. Let me write it down real quick.
That notepad on the phone is one of the most genius inventions,
It's great.
isn't it?
It's
I
very
literally
convenient.
have so many notes because you just whip it out, type it in, put it
I have
away.
no one yet. It's really convenient. So I've done that a lot where I just scroll through and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many ideas on my notepad. I just go back and if like, oh my god, I really need a video right now. Let me just go through and see what I have written down. But I feel like a lot of my best videos are videos that come to me in like 2 seconds. The videos, if I'm just sitting like, oh my gosh, I need a video idea. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? They always end up like not as funny or not as creative. But the videos that are like that, they are almost all the time like they go viral.
What's your favorite video that you've ever done?
My most favorite. Okay, change it up a little bit. You prank wise or like a skit?
I'll say the most enjoyable prank that you got the satisfaction from.
The most enjoyable prank. So probably the video where I'm in a car with my grandma and the weight limits, and then I like doing this thing called pee pranks where I poke a hole in the top of the water bottle, and I go in the stalls and act like I'm peeing on the person's shoes that are in the other stall, but it's really just water, and they get so friggin' mad. It's terrible. But like, there's been a lot of instances where I've had super great videos that they wouldn't allow me to post because they like get up in my face. I was gonna say,
how is the dynamic of you have the content first and then ask for permission almost afterwards?
Yeah, so what's great about the pee pranks is you're just getting their shoe and their voice. So I mean, I don't always feel like I need to ask for permission because they're not. And worst case scenario, I can just like dub their voice, make it a little different pitch.
Yeah, you can change the pitch.
But I mean, there's been times where people saw me recording and they like get up in my face, like they run out of the stall really quick and like wait for me to get out and stop me, so I'm not able to put that content online because they're like, no, I don't want it on there, and they like sit in there threaten me till.
Do a lot of people get laughs from it though, realizing
there have been a few? Afterwards? There have been a few, but a lot of the time they're just so mad at the point that they don't even care. But it's great. It makes other people laugh.
You gotta lighten up. This is just life, you know. If you can't laugh every day, what's the point?
Exactly.
You mentioning about, you know, when you originally started to get into social media and you saw these other social influencers. You've made friends with a lot of those. I see other people in your videos. Is there competition out there? And talk about the friendships that you've made.
So I've definitely made a ton of friends. Some of my best friends are from social media, and it's weird because I'll see somebody online, and if they follow me and I follow them, it's kind of like we almost consider each other friends. It's weird. So like we'll meet up in person and be like almost like we just know each other, you know? And there is.
Hear that, Mark Zuckerberg? Your plan worked. Facebook has connected people.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. But it's weird because you meet these people online, but you never met them in person, and you just feel like you know each other. And then I feel like sometimes there's a little competition. I mean, I am a very competitive person. When I see somebody's, I'm always checking not only my stats, but other people's stats as well. So if I see like I'm getting like a couple thousand subscribers a day on my YouTube, and then somebody else is getting more than me, I'm like, how are they doing this? How are they growing faster than me? How can I surpass them? You know what I mean? So it is a competition, but it's like a friendly competition.
Yeah. And you even had a video the other day where you were trying to get one of your friends more subscribers and they were trying to get you.
Yeah. So me and my friend thought of this creative way. It's like, hey, we can help each other out a lot, but we can also make it a competition where, you know, we can say who can gain each other the most subscribers, and the person who gains that person the least subscribers has to do a challenge. So it would be like either getting, you know, your legs waxed or getting shot with a paintball gun, and we thought of a challenge that like, or we would go through the comment section and read like all the comments and pick one of the challenges out of there that a lot of people like, and then we picked that one. I won. I sent him more subscribers. Even though he had a bigger following, I still sent him more. So it's not always about subscribers.
So what happened? What was the result? Have you decided yet?
So there was a lot of like crazy stuff that people wanted them to do.
Shockingly.
Yeah, so it's like we had to pick something that was kind of in the middle, but still like funny and a little bit embarrassing. So I told him to go to a public mall that had a fountain, and while there's like a ton of people in there, just jump in the fountain fully clothed and like scream or something like that. That'd be pretty funny. But it's not too crucial where it's like you're gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble if you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't want to
make it look like an accident if you tripped and fell in. Or something.
Yeah. Obviously, you don't want to like run up to a cop and like pie him in the face. You know, like something like that. You definitely get in some trouble.
Especially in today's day and age, it probably wouldn't go over really well.
Yeah.
I noticed too that you're using your, you know, talk about that of helping out your friends and stuff like that. There was a video that was out a little while ago of you buying food from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Is that something that you want to be able to do with your fame? Is be able to help people? For those who don't know, he bought 150 double cheese McDoubles and handed them out to homeless people and to families, and it was a great thing.
Yeah, it was amazing. It felt really great to do that as well because, you know, it's always great to give back. And when I was making that video, in my mind, I'm kind of like, man, it's like, do I even record this or do I not? But the reason I recorded it is because I want to inspire other people to go out and do the same thing. Now I got some backlash from it saying like, you only did this for views, you only did this to get sympathy from others, and that really wasn't the point of it. It's to inspire others because I feel like I have such a huge following that if I go out and do something, or if you see something on TV, be like, wow, this person really did that. That inspires other people to go out and do the same thing. And I got so many comments that day, be like, man, this is such a great video. Thank you so much. You inspired me. I went out and helped a lot of people. I went to this homeless shelter,
Awesome.
I donated food and stuff like that. And yeah, but that day in the morning, we did it super early because I wanted to make sure I had enough lighting throughout the day to be able to do it and everything and hand it out to people. And
Was that here in LA or was
yeah,
that
it was in
back
LA.
Jersey?
It was
Okay.
back in like Hollywood. And we went to a local McDonald's. I got 100 McDoubles. It took like 15, 20 minutes to make. Got this big thing, and then we ended up throwing all the McDoubles in bags and started passing them out to people. And I'd say total we walked like, I'm going to say 8 to 12 miles that
Wow.
day. It was a lot. And, you know, it's crazy how diverse it is because we'd walk down a block and see like one homeless person, and then like you walk down a couple blocks, wouldn't see any, and then you'd see like an entire stack of people like the next. So that's what kind of happened. We would run into a couple homeless people, walk down like, wow, we don't see that many homeless people out here. And then we walked into this one area. It was like a grass field. It wasn't a park, but it was kind of like a little parking lot area. And there must have been 15 homeless people there. It was insane. And there was even like a lady with her child that they were like kind of living out of a broken down car.
Wow.
It's really sad. But I mean, it kind of inspired me to go out and help those people. And then when we ran out of the 100 McDoubles, there was a Rite Aid local, like a local Rite Aid right there. So we went in there. I grabbed a bunch more food like Pop-Tarts, Lunchables,
Yeah.
waters, and everything. Started handing them out as well.
And you know what? People, you might want to diss on that, but you know what? Dozens of families got fed.
Exactly.
Dozens of people
I think
got
that's all
fed
that
at the end
matters.
of the day, no matter what. We're talking, obviously, the social media has become a huge money-making business. Is that hard to kind of grasp of, you know, what's the best way to monetize, obviously, that fame? You're talking, this is your job every day.
Yeah.
What is that like of, you know, pays per views, monetizing the social media fame?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really cool because, you know, I get to do what I love. I get to inspire people, make people laugh, and then it's also my job where I can support myself on a daily basis by doing it. And I mean, obviously, if you're getting a lot of views, it does pay really well. But what's funny about me is I'm not like a huge spender, but when I buy something, it's like what I really want, you know? I don't like just wasting money for no reason. So majority of my money, I usually just invest it into properties and stuff like that to make sure it.
Yeah, I heard you mention it about properties.
Yeah, I just like investing in stuff. But I mean, social media, it does pay great if you're getting a lot of those views. But once again, I don't like wasting my money on stupid stuff.
So what's the biggest purchase that you've made? What's your baby? You said when you buy something, it's really an investment. What is that for you?
So investment wise, like houses and stuff like that. And then I don't really know if I consider this an investment, but my Audi R8 is my brand new car that I bought, and I love that thing to death.
How fast have you gone? Be honest. Be
170.
honest.
Me and my dad went
170.
head to head. I bought my dad a Z06 for his 50th birthday.
Who won?
We were on like a public highway, and we were going 170.
What was that? You were on a
head-to-head.
private highway. It was
Yeah.
a closed off road. There was safety precautions
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah.
No, but we were going like the same speed, and of course I had to slow down, be careful and everything in my surroundings. But there was like nobody on that road that day, so it was pretty cool. But like back to what I said, I bought my dad a Z06, so like I like giving back to my family, and he was so happy with that. I made a video out of it too, like showed everybody like his reaction.
Awesome.
He was like crying. It was great.
One of the best things that you can do, go to like an airstrip, like a country airstrip or something like that.
Oh, that would be great.
And that way you have a runway.
Yeah.
And it's obviously they keep it clear, and you literally can just do something there. That could be a video inspiration right there.
We did go to a drag strip. I think it was a quarter mile.
Okay.
Or half mile. I can't really remember. But I remember. So with my car, it's all-wheel drive, and his is rear wheel. But he has way more horsepower and torque than I do. So I kill him off the line, but he catches up. But he beat me by like 0.2 seconds.
So which is fast? Because you have the GTR too. Which is faster, the GTR?
I don't have a GTR.
No, you don't?
No, that's actually, you probably saw the picture. It's actually my friend's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which is faster between that and the R8?
I don't know. I haven't raced.
That's not, I'm telling you, you need to go to an airstrip.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And that could be, I feel like people would love to see that.
Go like 200 miles an hour. Yeah. So the fastest I went was 170, but if I could hit that, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, that's wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
Hitting that kind of speed takes a while to slow down, is what a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah. If you sit there slam on your brakes, you can like lose control of the car. And
I remember I was living in Indiana, and one of my friends has a Pontiac GTO, and we took that thing out. I got off work. It was, you know, one of those things where you look back and you're like, this is an idiotic thing.
Yeah.
This is stupidity. But it was about 11:30 or midnight, and I had gotten off work, and we took that out, and it was like a backcountry road. It was paved, but it was pitch black.
Yeah.
And the country, and I got that thing I think up to like 125, and then I realized that we were coming up to a T, and it was like you need to slow down.
Yeah.
Ugh. One, going 125 when it's pitch black outside in the country and
Yeah, it's not great.
deer roaming around, not the safest thing. So you look back and you're like, oh, I'm an idiot, but you still have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Just like you're 170.
And it's still fun.
Exactly. Talk about what the future holds. Your videos seem to be getting longer and longer. You started with the Vine 6-second, doing the Instagram clips maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah.
The Snapchats are 10 seconds. Now you're doing the longer vlogs on YouTube
That are
which
like
20 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes every day. And I've done a few vlogs that are like an hour long. It's insane.
What does the future hold? I know you're working on a TV show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're working on a TV show right now. A lot of networks see what I'm doing on YouTube, and they're like it's pretty much like another reality TV show. So I'm working with this company Diga right now, and we came up with the show idea. They came up from New York to New Jersey to shoot for the day, and we made the Sizzle Reel, which is basically just like what we're pitching the networks to check out. It's like a 5-minute video, and I mean, I personally love it. I think it's amazing, and I've showed a couple of my friends it, and they love it. So I think we have a really good pitch to these networks, and I think like a lot of these networks already are really interested and really want to buy the show.
It's just you being yourself too.
Yeah, it's just like another reality show, and it's kind of interesting because I always talk about in my vlogs where, you know, like, hey, what's up, guys? So I wish I could have showed you this video, or I wish I could have recorded this and showed you, but I'm just going to sit here and explain to you what happened. Now, there's always stuff that happens. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have recorded that, but I couldn't. So here's how this works. They're always recording, and even in the show, you still see me vlogging.
You get the front camera sometimes, and if you're not recording on the front camera, you're able to get a side camera view.
Yeah, and even when like I'm not recording, they're still recording, so I can always show them that footage now of like what actually happened. You know what I mean? I don't always have to go back and explain what happened. They can see it now. So even in the TV show, you're gonna see me with the camera, like talking to my fans like normal, and then you get to see the other side of what happens when I'm actually not recording.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Adam Sandler. Do you want to do longer production stuff? I know a lot of YouTube celebrities are getting more into longer videos. I was just at a premiere the other day, Late in America, with KSI and Casper Lee. Yeah. And they're doing longer content. Is that something that you would like to do as far as a production?
Yeah, for sure. I love doing longer content. I also, because I've been so focused on the vlogs these past couple months, I haven't really been focusing on skits a lot, but I do love acting. I still love acting, and I'm still going out for auditions and stuff like that as well. But long form content, I think, is where it's at now.
You live in New Jersey and LA. A lot of the vlogs are there. Do you want to ever do maybe travel, taking a trip and being able to do a vlog there, or going to another country or in a different part of the States?
Yeah, so I went to this event called Vlogging recently, and it was in Puerto Rico. So I got to travel there, and then after that, we went back to LA. I don't do a whole lot of traveling, but I do think it's really cool, and I get to meet fans from different countries and states and stuff like that as well.
How often do you interact with people? I mean, when you're out, do you get noticed? Do people come up to you?
Every single day. Every single day. It's insane. And it's so weird because, like, I never thought my life would be like this, where, like, I just walk outside and people are like, hey, Lance, hi. It's kind of like everybody knows you, but you don't really know them.
Do people know where you live?
Yeah.
That's
So here's the thing. Back in Jersey, right? I have a P.O. box where people send fan mail.
Yes, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up with people. What people have sent you.
Yeah, and we get, like, 20 or 30 packages every day, which is insane.
Wow.
People just send, like, the most random stuff. But relating it back to what I was just saying, since we get all that fan mail in Jersey, people, like, I don't have a P.O. box out here, but people still find my address and send me fan mail to my actual apartment. So, like, every single day I walk downstairs and I'm like, hey, do I have mail today? And they're like, yeah, you have a couple packages. And it's like, I didn't order these, just random stuff. And it's always like candy, or like, for example, Lizzie had Skittles in one vlog and she was like, oh, I wish I had more Skittles right now. And the next day we had this huge bag of Skittles.
That's a perk for you, huh?
It was insane. But, like, that simple stuff like that, like, I remember one time in my vlog, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to have, like, a slip and slide right now. I could set it up and prop it up this way. I get, like, 2-3 slip and slides, and a couple of days later in my
So what
PO
is
box.
the best thing that you've ever gotten and the weirdest thing you've ever gotten?
Weirdest thing? Probably dildos and sex toys. Yeah. And then what else? One of the coolest things, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of cool stuff. Somebody sent me, like, an ice cream maker, like a soft serve ice cream machine, and then I got this Nerf gun. It was like insane. Like people send me Nerf guns because I played with one of them in one of my vlogs, and people just started sending me them along with the knives. Like people send me like machetes and like. Did you ever see the Fruit Ninja video?
Oh yeah, that was another topic that I have.
So if nobody has seen my Fruit Ninja video, pretty much what happens, I'm playing like real life Fruit Ninja. If you don't know what Fruit Ninja is, you throw fruit in the air and then
you're a ninja.
Like, yeah, you cut it with like swords and machetes and stuff like that. That's what happens in the game. Now, you're not supposed to recreate it in real life, but that's what I decided to do anyway for entertainment for my
viewers. I saw that asterisk on the app. Do not do this in real life.
Yeah, they probably added that. I don't know when they added that, but
definitely after your video.
Yeah, right. They should have. So, what I was doing, we went to the store, bought a bunch of fruit like bananas, pineapples, cantaloupe, stuff like that, and I was having my friend and Lizzie throw the stuff in midair, and I would like slice it with the swords. I was just doing one sword at first, and my friend picked up 2 swords and started cutting it like that. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool idea. So I was being successful at first, and then Lizzie threw a fruit way too high, and I'm not putting all the blame on her, but she did throw fruit too high.
Sounds like he's throwing you under the bus a little bit. I think it was him from what I seen in the video.
And what happened was I went like this with the sword, and it just chipped my finger, and it wasn't like a straight edge sword, the one that actually cut me. It had all these rigids on it, so it went right through it was actually this hand. It went right through my nerve.
I can see the scar still there.
Yeah, it went through my nerve, it went through my tendon. I cut through my tendon, and I didn't have any feeling in that pinky at all. I barely still do. They fixed everything. They fixed the tendon. I had to go through surgery. And it's like, I'm supposed to still have my cast on right now, but I don't. But my bending's getting a lot better.
But when you go like this is when you can really see.
Yeah.
Look at the 2 fingers. You can tell.
So this one curves out and then down. This one curves in and then out. It's weird. But I don't really know. Like,
has that changed the way of certain things of what you do and don't do? Did you learn a lesson from that?
Yes, I did learn a lesson. I'm a little more cautious, especially around knives. Like my fans still, for some reason, send me knives. They send me
swords
and machetes.
Stop sending knives. You're only making these things happen.
They want it to happen.
They want it to happen.
No, I'm kidding around. But maybe some do. But
I'm sure it gets good views.
Oh yeah, people are like, oh, let's make him hurt himself again. I find it funny. No, but I think I definitely learned a lesson from it for sure.
So what do you have? You're talking, kind of finally talking about the notes that you have. What can you share with us? Maybe a couple pranks. You don't have to tell us the whole thing, but a couple ideas that you have of things that you think would be funny.
So to be 100% honest, recently I haven't been doing it as much because I've been so focused on the vlogs. It takes up a good majority of my day. Usually, how I record stuff recently has just been like just like that. If I think of something, I'm doing it. But I haven't really been in the mode to like think of skits and stuff. I was actually shooting a skit yesterday with my friend, and I had this really good idea after we shot his skit, but we didn't have enough people to shoot with, and we needed like 2 extra girls and another guy to shoot with, and it just didn't end up going through. But I had a really good idea. I don't really want to share the idea because I think it would ruin the joke, but I am working on some stuff as well.
I had a couple friends and we also have a side business where we make Snapchat filters. You can make the filters for events and stuff like that.
Oh, that's sweet.
And one of the pranks that we want to do is to make like a proposal one where we know our friend who's always going to be in the library and he always studies with this one girl, and to be able to make he always Snapchats, to be able to make a filter and put it over that location of like, will you marry me or something.
That's funny. That's great. That's cool.
Something like that. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It seems like it's been so enlightening to be able to hear from you and to see your drive. And I think that's the biggest thing of people out there, see the videos and they see what you are on camera in the editing. Do you do your own editing, by the way?
Yeah, talking about editing. With these vlogs,
what do you edit on?
Final Cut Pro on my Mac, and talking about editing, about 3.5 hours every single night. I'd say 2 to 3.5 hours I edit every single night for my vlogs alone.
Wow.
And then if I have like a skit to do on top of that, that takes like another 30, 40 minutes.
It's almost where you just got to take a break just from looking at a computer screen sometimes.
It's almost like you never get a break. But once again, I don't really mind because I have such a passion for it.
Yeah, and it seems like you're going far. Everyone, seriously, check out his vlog on YouTube. Check out his Facebook, his Instagram, and Twitter. Once again, tell people where they can reach you again.
Vlogs is Lance Stewart Vlogs, youtube.com/Lance Stewart Vlogs. You can find my Vine or Instagram account at Lance210. That's 210.
Is that the area code?
No, it was actually a house number that I had in like a previous house. It was
not a current house. Don't send stuff to that house.
People always think I'm like from San Antonio or something because of that area code. but no, it was actually like an old house number. But yeah, you can find me Vine, Instagram, Lance210, Lance Stewart on Facebook.
Very nice. Well, I'm Michael Clouse, your host. You can follow me on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV, on Instagram at The Only MC. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully it was a little enlightening to you as much as it was for me. Once again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
We'll see you on the
having me.
next Spotlight On. Have a good day.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.